The day started perfectly. The sun was bright, the sky a brilliant blue. We stood on the frozen lake, a vast sheet of white beneath our boots. After a long winter, this was the day we'd been waiting for. We were a small group of friends, eager for the challenge of ice fishing. Our dream: catch a legendary monster cod. Spirits were high as we drilled holes in the ice. Laughter and excitement filled the air. The wilderness was peaceful, the silence beautiful. As the sun dipped lower, it painted the snow with golden light. But the wilderness was about to turn hostile. The adventure was only beginning. The change came without warning. One moment the sky was clear, the next, dark clouds raced in. A strange wind picked up, colder and sharper than before. Freezing rain began, tiny pellets stinging our faces, coating everything in ice. The path back was now a sheet of pure ice. The storm created a white wall around us. We could barely see a few feet ahead. Our simple fishing trip had turned into a fight for survival. The storm was our new enemy. We had to survive. The reality hit us hard. We were trapped. The ice storm became a blizzard of freezing rain and wind. Walking was impossible. The ice was too slick. We kept slipping, falling, unable to reach the shore. Fear set in, but we made a decision: stay put. Moving was too dangerous. We pulled our small ice fishing shelter into the center of our group. It was flimsy, but it was all we had. We huddled inside, the canvas walls flapping violently. The wind screamed, ice pellets hammered the fabric. Shoulder to shoulder, we checked on each other. Are you okay? Are you warm enough? We fought despair with determination. We were a team relying on each other and our limited gear. Every decision now was about survival. The storm tested us, pushing us to our limits. We had to push back. Our survival depended on staying calm and working together. The blizzard raged outside, but inside, we held on. We focused on what we could control. We would not give up. The storm was fierce, but so were we. We braced ourselves for a long, cold night. The fight for survival had truly begun. We had to endure the storm's icy grip. There was no turning back. The cold was our most immediate threat. The wind chill was brutal, stealing our body heat. Ice coated our jackets and gloves, making them stiff. Shivers started soon after we took shelter, a warning sign. Hypothermia was a real danger. We huddled closer, sharing body heat. Small exercises kept our blood flowing. We checked each other for frostbite. Our gear was our lifeline, but it was getting damp. We had a thermos of lukewarm coffee, shared in tiny sips. The warmth was a huge morale boost. We also had a small portable stove, our best hope for heat. Using it inside the tent was risky, but necessary. The cold was more than discomfort. It was exhausting. We fought mental fatigue with jokes and songs. We kept our minds active, refusing to let the cold win. Our spirits mattered as much as our bodies. We had to stay alert, stay positive. The cold was relentless, but so were we. Every small victory mattered. We would not let the cold defeat us. Survival meant fighting for every degree of warmth. We were determined to make it through the night. Just as hope was fading, something incredible happened. One fishing line started to move. The flag sprang up. At first, we thought it was the wind, but the line pulled hard. Something big was on the other end. In the middle of the storm, we had a fish on the line. Adrenaline surged through us. A welcome distraction. Tom and Dave scrambled out, fighting the wind to reach the hole. The line screamed off the reel. This was no ordinary fish. Tom grabbed the rod. It bent under the strain. The struggle was immense. The fish, powerful. Tom's hands were numb, but he held on. Dave offered support. Both focused on the fight. For a moment, we forgot the storm. The battle was primal. Man versus beast. After what felt like forever, the fish tired. Tom reeled it in, slowly, carefully. Finally, a huge head emerged from the water. A monster cod. Bigger than any we'd seen, it was a true giant. With one last effort, they pulled it onto the ice. It glistened, silver, and massive. A moment of pure triumph. The catch was more than a victory. It was hope, right when we needed it most. The Monster Cod had changed everything. The Monster Cod was more than a trophy. It was a blessing. Fresh food meant energy and warmth. We knew what we had to do: prepare and cook it. Working in the storm was tough, but teamwork made it possible. We cleaned the fish, cut thick fillets, and kept moving to stay warm. Inside the shelter, we set up the portable stove. Ventilation was tricky, but we managed. The blue flame was a tiny sun in our cold world. We cooked the fish directly on the pan. The smell filled the tent, a smell of hope. We ate with numb fingers. It was the best meal of our lives. The warmth spread through us, reviving our energy. Our shivering eased, our minds cleared. The cod gave us more than food. It gave us strength. Our will to survive was renewed. The storm still raged, but we felt a spark of control. We were no longer just waiting, we were fighting back. The catch was a miracle, a turning point. We were grateful for the lake's gift. It was a reminder, even in the worst moments, hope can appear. The Monster Cod had saved us. We would never forget it. It was our miracle on the ice. With food in our stomachs, warmth became our next battle. The stove's fuel was limited, we couldn't run it all night. We huddled closer, personal space forgotten. Arranged in a circle, we used blankets and gear bags for insulation. We rotated positions, sharing the burden of the cold. Moisture was a constant enemy. Wet clothes pulled heat away. We ventilated the tent just enough to manage dampness. We took off icy outer layers, trying to dry inner ones with body heat. It was uncomfortable, but necessary. Psychological warmth mattered too. We talked through the night, stories, hopes, dreams. Conversation kept our minds engaged and spirits up. We reminded each other we weren't alone. Encouragement flowed freely. We leaned on each other, literally and figuratively. The storm forged a powerful bond between us. We became a single unit, fighting the cold together. Every small act of kindness mattered. We were more than friends now. We were survivors. The night was long, but we faced it as one. The night felt endless. Darkness pressed in, broken only by the faint glow of our watches. The wind howled, ice drummed against our shelter. Time slowed, every minute dragged. We waited, for the storm to break, for the sun to rise, for rescue. Sleep was impossible, anxiety and cold kept us awake. We took turns keeping watch, checking vents in each other. Fear crept in during the darkest hours. We fought it with conversation, making plans for the future. We promised ourselves a warm meal when this was over. Talk of future fishing trips kept hope alive. These conversations anchored us. We clung to the thought of sunrise, a symbol of hope. If we could make it through the night, our chances would improve. Dawn would bring light, maybe rescue. The night tested our endurance, physically and mentally. It was the longest, coldest night of our lives. We held on, believing the sun would rise again. Survival was about hope as much as strength. We just had to last until morning. Then, dawn arrived. Gray light seeped through the tent. The storm was breaking. We peeked outside. Everything was coated in ice. The world transformed. Relief washed over us as we heard a helicopter approaching. Search and rescue had found us. We scrambled out, waving and shouting. The helicopter circled, then descended. Rescuers gave us blankets and checked on us. Being lifted off the ice was indescribable. From above, we saw the storm's devastation. We were safe, heading home. The warmth inside the helicopter felt unreal. Looking back, the fear and cold are vivid memories. But what stands out is our teamwork and resilience. Nature is powerful and unpredictable. It demands respect. Preparation matters, but adaptability is key. In a crisis, the most important survival tool is each other. The Monster Cod was a miracle, but our unity was the real miracle. We went to the lake as friends, we left as brothers. The night we survived the ice storm changed us forever.